Yo, what's good guys? That video here. Today we got things that are banned in the USA, where I live, compared to the rest of the world. Let's see. This should be interesting. Honestly, you guys really seem to enjoy these kind of videos, and I do too. Like, I love the comedy videos, but I also like learning stuff about just the world. So this is cool too. So let's get to it.
Every country has its own legal framework and set of laws. Unique geographical, historical, and political environments play a big part in determining what governments decide is good or bad for society and how these differences come about. So what about America? What are the things that government has decided are illegal that other countries around the world have not? That's what we'll be looking at today.
Now, we have a lot of stupid laws. I feel like every country has its own fair share of stupid laws, but I know America has a lot of stupid laws. So, I'm gonna guess the first one that's gonna pop up is the drinking age law. That's my guess. Like, that will definitely be mentioned in here, but let's see.
In this episode of the Infographic Show, regular things that are illegal in the USA. Number 1, haggis. This is a famous Scottish dish that contains sheep's guts, including heart, liver, and lungs, which are minced with onion, oatmeal, suet, spices, and salt before stock is added. The rich mixture is traditionally encased in an animal's stomach and slow cooked before eating. It's an acquired taste, but not a...
Yeah, with all due respect, nah, that can stay banned. I don't even want that. Nah, that can stay banned. All due respect, it's an acquired taste. Yeah, no shit, it's an acquired taste. That sounds... If you like that, I want you to tell me, what the fuck does that taste like, and why do you like that? Because I feel like that, no. Just no. For
Suet,
me,
spices,
no.
and salt
All due
before
respect,
stock is
no.
added. The rich mixture is traditionally encased in an animal's stomach and slow cooked before eating. It's an acquired taste, but not if you're in America, where imports of traditional Scottish haggis have been banned since 1971.
I mean, I don't know. I don't see the point in, like, why? If people want to eat some sheep guts, let them eat sheep guts. Like, to each their own. As far as I'm concerned, it can stay banned because hell no, I ain't eating that. But, you know what? To each their
The
own.
U.S. Department of Agriculture, or USDA, has long objected to one of the key ingredients in haggis, sheep's lung. The reasoning behind their ban is generally couched in terms of food safety, specifically that fluids, such as stomach fluid, sometimes make their way into the lungs of an animal during the slaughtering process. It doesn't sound too tasty, but with a lack of proper evidence to back up this ban, It looks like the law may soon be changing, according to a CNN report posted in 2016.
That's how I feel too. Like, it doesn't sound like it would be good. I wouldn't eat it personally. But I don't see the point in banning it. If that's what people want to eat, they should be allowed to eat that. Like, but what's the harm? Like, let people make their own decisions.
2. Hip hop and rap. If you're a fan of rap or hip hop, then Vegas may not be your place of choice. Concerts with this style of music have been banned for some time. In 2005, the Vegas police informed casinos that they would be held responsible for any damages or violent crimes committed at rap concerts hosted by their venues. The casinos didn't fight back. Instead, they canceled gigs. And Vegas is also known for putting bans on other things that are legal elsewhere. These include bath salts, feeding the homeless, and following her 2010 arrest for cocaine possession.
What? It's illegal to feed the homeless? Oh, in fucking Vegas. Oh my god. You know what? If they're talking about state to state, I can shed some light on some crazy laws too. Like, in North Carolina, this is a law that's not enforced anymore as an old law, but in North Carolina, where I used to live, technically it is legal to beat your wife in front of the courthouse only on Saturdays while church is going on. So there's another law. You can look it up. It might be South Carolina, but I'm positive it's North Carolina too. I'm not sure which one it is, but I'm pretty sure it's North Carolina. But fun fact, if we're just talking about states, I thought he was going to be talking about like the entirety of the USA.
Instead, they canceled gigs. And Vegas is also known for putting bans on other things that are legal elsewhere. These include bath salts, feeding the homeless, and following her 2010 arrest for cocaine possession, Paris Hilton herself was banned from both of Las Vegas's Wynn hotels by the owner, Steve Wynn. Number 3, fishing and boating on private property. As crazy as this may sound, boating and fishing on certain waters in America has been illegal since 2006. It all came about as the result of a legal case, Normal Parm vs. Sheriff Mark Shumate, a case that happened after some Louisiana anglers were caught fishing on a flooded private property. U.S. District Court Judge Robert G. James ruled that landholders can file trespass charges against anglers who encroach on privately owned waterfront to fish when the Mississippi River floods. Number 4.
I need more context for whether I'd support that, because if you're talking about, say, somebody built a private pond on their property, then yeah, I agree that people don't need to be fishing on somebody. But if you're talking, like, in this case where he's talking about the Mississippi River, like, the Mississippi is a public river, bro. Like, it's way too big. It goes through so many places that, no, I'd say that's bullshit. So I need, depending on the context, I could support or not support that law.
District Court Judge Robert G. James ruled that landholders can file trespass charges against anglers who encroach on privately owned waterfront.
In this situation, I can see it from both sides, to be honest with you. Because I understand the concept of, hey, my land's flooded, I don't need this dude here fishing on my fucking land. I don't know what this guy's messing with. My land's already screwed up. I get the concept, but I also get it from the angler's point of view of, they're just out on the river, it's flooded, they're trying to get as many fish as possible because fish are more active after it's been raining a lot. So I can see both sides. I can see both sides on this one. Son of a bitch, I didn't want to hit that.
To fish when the Mississippi River floods. Number 4, selling old children's books. In 2008, U.S. Congress passed the Consumer Product Safety Improvement Act, imposing strict limits on the amount of lead permitted in any item intended for use by children aged 12 and under, such as toys, bikes, or books. Well, it turns out that some children's books printed before 1985 may have been printed with ink that contains lead. Lead was a really big thing back in the day, when we used to put it in everything, like paint, toys, and other household items. But lead is dangerous, and according to Walter Olson, an author and blogger who writes about legal subjects, anyone who tries to sell these old books may be in serious trouble. Penalties can include $100,000 fines and prison time, regardless of whether any child is harmed, says Olson.
That's the most stupid. Somebody's trying to sell an old. So wait, what happens if it's like somebody's grandma's given like their grandson an old book they used to read as a kid? $100K, straight to prison, grandma. You're gone. Adios. Like that's. I don't know about that. I think it comes from a good place, but I think again there needs to be common sense, and I feel like a lot of laws don't have common sense involved.
Olson. Number 5, rainwater harvesting. In many countries, collecting rainwater is the best way to enjoy uncontaminated water. But in some U.S. states, notably Colorado, collecting rainwater is illegal. The law is an old Western water law from more than a century ago that is still enforced. Why was this law introduced? The thinking behind this law is that if the raindrops are not collected by someone, then they might flow into the gutter, then into the ground, and eventually find their way to rivers and reservoirs where the government has a rightful claim. Legal experts say that this old law is incongruent with the way that people demand water in the 21st century. It's this very rigid, very old system of water rights that hasn't really changed that much in over a century, said Reed Benson, a law professor at the University of New Mexico, who was quoted in a 2015 Washington Post article. Number 6.
Is it? Because he said it's still enforced. That's what surprises me, because like, you know, as I said with the whole North Carolina law, not that that's enforced at all. Like it's just there because honestly, people like to laugh at it. Like it's not in any way, shape, or form actually, you know, a real law. Like it is, but it's not. Whereas he's saying that's actually enforced. If that's enforced, then that's just stupid. Like. If people want water, let them fucking collect water.
No singing after dark in Hawaii. In Honolulu, Hawaii, it is illegal to sing loudly after sunset. As soon as the sun sets, it is quiet time in this volcanic archipelago. And considering Hawaii is one of the most vibrant summer holiday destinations in the world, if you like singing at night, you may want to consider choosing another spot. In countries
I can just imagine, like, you know, somebody's out, like, you know, having a fun time, you know, maybe they get to their house and jam it out, cops knocking at the door. Were you singing? You motherfucker! Ah, dang it! I could see it now. Oh my god. Okay, I mean, I'd like to visit Hawaii, but I feel like I'll be jamming out one day and just get fucking arrested. Just go thrown straight to the slammer.
In this volcanic archipelago. And considering Hawaii is one of the most vibrant summer holiday destinations in the world, if you like singing at night, you may want to consider choosing another spot. In countries like Japan, karaoke is a favorite pastime, and loud singing can be heard in local bars and clubs throughout the night. So if you find yourself in Hawaii and wanting to break into song, check the clock before you do, as you may be breaking the law. Number 7. Holiday souvenirs. A lot of people like to bring back souvenirs from their holidays abroad, such as musical instruments, some clothing, or maybe a bottle of alcohol. But make sure you know exactly what U.S. Customs and Border Protection legally allows before you bring it back. Some of these souvenirs you want to take home might be on the banned list. Examples include Haitian animal hide drums, meats such as wild game, jerky, or even soup mix with chicken bouillon, and the strong spirit absinthe, which can only be brought in if it is thujone-free. Thujone is a chemical component of wormwood and is thought to induce hallucinations. Number 8. Fresh Ackee fruit.
So that's more like airport. That's not really... It's banned on air... Well, I guess because they're more talking about... Like, I'm imagining this is more for the perspective of people who are visiting America from other countries. Whereas if you're, say, going to a different state, you probably could get away with a lot more of that kind of thing because you're just driving in your car. So, okay. Fair enough. I can't argue that one. I mean, it seems a little extreme, but I'm not educated enough about that info to, like, actually say anything.
Absinthe, which can only be brought in if it is thujone-free. Thujone is a chemical component of wormwood and is thought to induce...
You can't bring, like, any kind of meat or wild game. Like, that seems weird to me, but whatever.
Hallucinations. Number 8. Fresh Ackee fruit. Ackee and saltfish is one of Jamaica's traditional dishes, and one you might have some difficulty making in the US. It's made with the Ackee fruit, which is harvested from the Ackee tree, native to West Africa, but also found in Central and South America and many Caribbean countries, including Jamaica and southern Florida. The fruit is banned because it contains the toxin hypoglycin A, which is found in high levels in the rind and seeds. The substance causes something known as Jamaican vomiting sickness. And if that's not enough to scare you off, you should know that the consumption of Ackee can also lead to seizures, coma, and even death. So if you really want to make this traditional dish, you'll need to buy the canned Ackee, which you can find in some specialty stores. Number 9.
Why the fuck would you eat it then? That's dumb. Like, first of all, people got the trees in Florida, which is, you know, so like in the US, right? So it's quite easy to just say, hey, guess what? I'm gonna just pick this off the tree and I'm gonna eat it, and like, let's be real. How enforceable really is that law? Probably not very. But like, why? Why would you want to? That's like, anything that can give me seizures, I ain't touching.
Consumption of Ackee can also lead to seizures, coma, and even death. So if you really want to make this traditional dish, you'll need to buy the canned Ackee, which you can find in some specialty stores. Number 9. Weight loss products. Not all weight loss products are safe, and in June 1997, the Food and Drug Administration, or FDA, proposed restrictions on the ephedrine content of dietary supplement. Ephedra is used for weight loss and obesity and to enhance athletic performance, but it can also have serious side effects such as dizziness, restlessness, anxiety, irritability, heart pounding, headache, loss of appetite, nausea, vomiting, and even death. It was actually quite effective as a fat burner, but was banned as an ingredient in weight loss products. Ephedra can still be found in some other countries, but it's probably better to be slightly overweight and alive rather than skinny and dead. And finally, number 10. Kinder Eggs. One of the most famous products that is outlawed in the US are those tasty treats, Kinder Eggs. Incredibly, they've been outlawed since the 1930s.
What are Kinder Eggs? What, like, I don't understand what a Kinder Egg is.
Because of an old act which deems the chocolate egg violates both the CPSC and FDA regulations. The law outlines that any food with a non-nutritive object embedded is strictly prohibited. More than 60,000 Kinder Eggs were seized by U.S. Customs and Border Protection in 2011. A spokesperson said, while sold in many countries, this product is banned from the U.S. because young children can choke on it.
Oh, that's
Kinder
such
Eggs
a stupid reason. Get out of here. I don't, like... What's next? They gonna ban fucking Starburst and gum and every fucking... No, that's dumb. People want Kinder Eggs. Let them eat Kinder Eggs. Who the fuck cares? I mean, honestly, that's pretty much how I feel about any food. Even shit I wouldn't eat, as far as I'm concerned. If people really want it and they want to go through the trouble, let them eat it. It's their choice, their life.
seized by U.S. Customs and Border Protection in 2011. A spokesperson said, while sold in many countries, this product is banned from the U.S. because young children can choke on it. Kinder Eggs are made by the same company that looks after Nutella, which Americans know all too well. Well, that's our list of 10. Do you know of other things that are normal everywhere else but illegal in the U.S.? Let us.
No. I said the thing I knew about, which is just a North Carolina state law. What's some stuff you know about? Maybe we can have some fun, laugh at stuff in the comments. Hell yeah. Make sure you always, as I say, argue with each other in the comments to boost me in the algorithm because I said so. Obviously, definitely not being sarcastic ever. And have a great day. Bye. With